Hey, how you doing? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Is it working? Are we working? Oh, it's sort of working. Hang on. Forgot my microphone. Hang on, guys. It should be sounding a bit less roboty now. Okay, we should be good. We are good. That sounds great. All right, let me share this over to my Facebook group. If you're interested in joining us on Facebook, have a look in the description for the link to the private Poseidon Racing Facebook group, the friendliest Z place in the Webiverse, whatever. Is Webiverse a thing? It is now. Okay, let's put this over there in Poseidon. Groups, Poseidon. This is going to be a big one today. Exciting stuff. Less than 24 hours till the big drop. All right, we are good. 12 people. We are flying. Lots of people putting the notifications in their phone. Everyone's up ready for this one this morning. Jamie, Ethan, 333 Trip, Farhad. Hey mate, I haven't seen you here before. Welcome. If you haven't, if this is the first time, welcome. Steve, Main Mac, haven't seen you before either. Main Mac, welcome. Got your like on? Yep. Put your penny in the slot. Hit the like button is your entry fee to the live videos, if you wouldn't mind. And look, to be honest, if my video content is not worth clicking the like button once we get to the end, you can take it back. Or if it's really, really bad, you can change it to a down thumbs. Pay your dues, people. Luke Skybaker. How optimistic am I about getting a horse tomorrow? Pretty optimistic. We'll talk about that. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the drop, what it looks like, how we're going to get a horse. All that good stuff. We got the details here. I got the blog up. Got me chai tea. Had a good sleep last night. It's only early here, relatively early, 10:15 in the AM. The drop is happening roughly, what are we now? Roughly about 20 hours. Don't do the exact calculation based on the 20 hours. I'll give you the exact times in a moment. Pierre, going through the videos, subscribe, bell on, smash the like. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it very much. Dan, how are ya? Big Ern. Hey, Big Ern. I haven't seen your name on there before. Welcome if it's the first time on a live. All right, you guys are smashing the likes. We got 21 very keen people and 18 likes. Paying the dues, I'm telling you. I'm getting a robot to kick you out if you don't pay your dues sometime in the future. No, Ethan, I won't be live streaming the drop. I will be live buying the drop, hopefully. It's I got my first, I'm my boy's soccer coach. I'm a soccer dad. And we got our first game and it's right in between the two drops. So it's going to mean that I might miss the first slot of the second session. And we'll talk about that in a minute, but we'll see. Hopefully I don't get the email for the first slot of the second session. Okay. All right, let's have a look at the Terra drop and then talk about that. Talk about the good things, the potential issues that I see as well. There's a couple of potential hiccups that I can see potentially coming from this. Feel free to ask any questions. As always, nothing that I say within this video is financial advice. All right, make a note of that, not financial advice. This game is for fun as far as I'm concerned, and it does have a side benefit of potentially winning you some money or losing you some money, depending on what decisions you make. Okay, Kyle. Yeah, we'll come back to that question, Kyle. Let's have a look at this blog. All right, the video is not much. Okay, so what is the Terra drop? The monster drop. It's led... good start. Got the first word wrong. I couldn't be one of those YouTubers that like reads out the articles, you know, the financial articles, and has a big highlighter, because I just get every second word wrong. So it's Z-Run's largest, most anticipated drop of NFT Genesis horses. Undisclosed amount of Z1s to 10s. We don't know how many. I'm assuming it's going to be about 10,000 is my guess. Okay, and we're going to talk about how to participate. Due to limited, now this statement is interesting. Due to limited supply, at the conclusion of the Terra drop, there will be less than 250 of our coveted Z1 to Z4 Genesis racehorses. So, you know, roughly about, what's that, 60 odd of each left. I would suggest that they might be holding back a little bit more heavily weighted at the Z1s there. So there might be, say, if I had to guess, there might be, say, 100 Z1s left and 50 of the others, but we're not sure. Now, this statement is a little bit vague because it says it doesn't mention the 5s to 10s. Now, do we assume from the statement up here that the undisclosed amount means that there are going to be more 5s, 6, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s for another drop? That's how I read it. But you could also read that the only horses left after this drop are 250 Z1s to 4s. Okay? But I don't read it that way. The way I'm interpreting that is that there will only be roughly 250 1s to 4s left, but there will be some 5, 6, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s for maybe another drop. That's how I'm reading that. But, you know, don't blame me if I'm wrong, as always, because I'm often wrong, often right too. Sometimes right. All right, let's keep scrolling down. Important statement here, the Terra drop will require all stable owners to purchase Genesis racehorses using their WETH, wrapped Ethereum balance in their Z-Run wallet. Okay, so not wrapped ETH in your MetaMask wallet, no good to you. You need to get some ETH into your MetaMask wallet and then transfer it to WETH, wrapped ETH, into your Z wallet. Now, I don't have my stable up here, but when you log into Z, what you'll have up in the top right corner here, when you are logged in, you will have your ETH and WETH balance, and if you click the little wallet icon, a little pop-up, transfer pop-up will come up, all right, and you need to transfer some ETH into your Z-Run WETH wallet. That's like a tongue twister, ETH and WETH and wallet. All right, hopefully that makes sense. There's a couple of, oh, here we go. There's a guide to depositing ETH to WETH. Read that. How to prepare for a drop. Read that. Read all this stuff. You've got 20 hours. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets interesting. And somewhat complex. Look, it's not the most elegant, simplistic solution in my opinion, but it hopefully will have the desired result of getting as many of you new stables, horses in your stable, okay? And hopefully hold us greedy old guys from buying up all the horses, all right? Because, you know, the funny thing is though, back when we first started doing these public drops, so if this will be our 5th, I think, the first 1 and 2, me and my brother didn't buy any horses because we had plenty of horses. We're like, oh, we got plenty of horses. We don't need to buy any more right now. But then around about drop 2, the whole thing blew up. The whole thing started to blow up. We went from about like 200 users, you know, regularly on Discord up to 1,000. And now we're regularly at 5 or 10,000 users inside the Discord. And of course, we've got, I think, about nearly 50,000 users signed up to Discord and something like 60,000 stables registered now. Okay, so we weren't buying in the first 2 drops, but because everyone showed up, and the horses become really, really limited, and the prices now that they drop at look super, super juicy, then, you know, it makes sense just to buy horses if you can. So from drop 3, 4, 5, this will be 5, 3. Did we buy at 3? I don't think we bought at 3 either. No, we only participated in the last drop. This will be our second drop out of the 5. Anyway, so this is where it becomes interesting. At the start of each wave, let's have a look at, we'll have a look at the waves in a minute. At the start of each wave, a selection of stable owners will be emailed a unique access link to the marketplace. That's where I think there might be some interesting, that's where I'm not confident, to be honest. I use automated email systems, and given the timeframes of this, oh geez, I'm sure they've looked into it. I'll talk about why I'm a bit iffy about that. So all stable owners will receive a unique link at some stage for a specific, wave of the drop. So you got to be in front of your computer and keep refreshing your emails. Now, make a note, have your email open, and at the start of each wave, you want to check your inbox and you want to check your junk mail and any other, if you've got a Gmail account, switch it to all mail, so you can see every email coming in, whether it be trash or spam or inbox or promotional or any of that. It will all drop into that all mail box. So that's a good place to start and set your email up for. If you're using another email provider that doesn't have an all mail sort of category where you can see everything dropping in, then make sure that you have a look at your trash and see what's coming in. Okay. So the why they are doing this is they wanted it to be conducted in the fairest possible way, and this format allows those that missed out on prior opportunities to have a greater chance of scooping up a Genesis racehorse. And I agree that that is the case. I'm just wondering how smooth it will be. I have concerns, but you shouldn't have concerns. Like, there's no need to worry about it. Like, no need to worry. Just get everything set up. What we're talking about here, get it all set up, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so here are the times and the waves, all right? So I don't know what all these time zones stand for, but PT is Pacific time. ET, help me out here, guys. Is that another USA time? Is that Eastern time or something in the USA? I don't know. CET, is that Central Eastern? I don't know, but you guys should know what time zone you're in. That's your job, not my job. Now this one says Australian Eastern Daylight Time, which is like daylight savings time, I think. But the times here reflect our current time zone on the East Coast. So, just be careful of that, because Australian Eastern Daylight Time seems to put this time at 4 a.m. in comparison to Pacific time. All right, so I'm assuming that 5 a.m. is correct on the east coast of Australia, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get up. Oh, should I get up at 4 a.m. and see if I've got an email? I don't know. Let's see if any of you guys are telling me what those other time zones are. Eastern time and Central time. Pacific time, Eastern time. Okay. Let me have a look over here on my other. So Eastern time. It's currently 7:55 p.m. Hang on, if I do Eastern time 3 p.m, it will tell me what time zone that is here where I am, and it says 5 a.m. So I think you're pretty safe that on the east coast of Australia 5 a.m. is the go, and all these other ones will be accurate to those time zones, okay? So that's good. Yes, I believe that's the case, Jamie. 5 a.m. on the east coast of Australia, Sydney time. Okay. Now, what's going to happen? So you've got two categories or two sections. This section with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops in it, and then this section with 1, 2. Did I just miscount that? Yeah, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then another 6 here. And now what's going to happen is when this drop comes up, we'll use Pacific time for example. When this drop comes up at 12 o'clock, you've got to check your email for an email, okay? And you're going to get a unique access code to type in at the marketplace and give you access for 15 minutes only. For 15 minutes only. Okay, now they're saying that that access code will arrive shortly after the slot opens. So at 12 p.m. lunchtime, Pacific time, some of you are going to get a code, unique access code, at 12:01, 12:02, 12:03 for that particular time slot. I'm assuming there might be a link in there. You click the link, you type in your access code, and the horses will pop up and away you go and start buying. Now, that will happen for all of these and all of these. You're just going to have to sit there in front of the computer for all of these slots, waiting for your slot to pop up, waiting for that mystery email to come in with your unique code. And look, if you miss out, if you're not in the first group and you sit around, you're going to be sitting around for an hour 15 or so here. And then you're going to have to wait another nearly 5 hours and then sit around for all these. If you're in this slot, you're going to be waiting a long time, starting to doubt whether your email is ever going to come through, aren't you? That's going to be the stress out, is if you're in the last slot, sort of freaking out. Am I ever going to get an email? Have they missed me? Have I been forgotten? And then it will come through at the last one, hopefully. Now, there's a couple of potential hiccups. Look, email is sending the email out. I know why they're sending the email out right at the drop time, because obviously they don't want you to, on-sell your unique code. Like, you could go on and sell your code to a whale for an ETH, or who knows, some decent coin, so that they can get more horses. So they don't want to give it to you 24 hours in advance, because if you don't really want horses, you might just sell your code. Okay, and that, that might not be an option. But what my concern is, yeah, we're all a bit nervous about tomorrow. Yeah, what my concern is, let me do a little bit of research here. Because what my concern is, my knowledge of automated email systems is that they don't send the email to everyone at once. They send it in a kind of a queue system. And depending on server traffic on the automated email system, there can be a fairly wide difference between who gets the first email and the last. Now, I'm sure they've got something better than an automated email system set up where they send the email to everyone at once. I'm hoping that. Let's assume the best. Let's assume that's the case, that everyone's going to get the email at 12:01. And, my concern is that someone might get the email at 12:14, and you've got 1 minute to sort of get in, and maybe the horses are sold out. But let's not jump to those conclusions. Let's assume that they've got a great system that's going to send out all the emails at once. I just want to do a little bit of research. Spare with me a second here. I want to see if there was any time difference between the recent drop emails that have been coming out. Let me have a look here. If I can compare two emails. If I can find any emails. Okay, so here is, oh no. Hello Zrun, I'm assuming it's coming from that location. Alright, the most recent one was top up your WETH balance. Top up your WETH balance to win a horse on May 6th. Okay, I got that at 9:01. Let's assume they sent that at 9 p.m., 9:01 p.m. Now I want to go and have a look at my other email and see if the other email also got that at 9:01. Where's my other email? Here it is. That's great. Okay, good. Chill out, me, everyone included. I also got the other email to a completely other email address at 9:01. All right, confidence instilled back into that particular system, because it certainly looks like those emails were going to or coming out at exactly the same time. So that is absolutely awesome. Yep. All emails at 9:01. Okay, that's brilliant. Okay. So let's go through and answer some questions and really get some clarity around this. I've got now complete confidence in that that it's going to be fair and everyone's going to get the email at exactly the right time and exactly, excuse me, and exactly the same time. Okay? So don't stress about that. I'm sure that's going to be the case. But what you're going to need to do, email open, set your alarm for each of these time slots, set your alarm and just refresh, because the first person to sort of get that email and refresh and it comes up and get in there, get your code, get the link, go over and start buying, you're going to get a horse for sure. So if you're on the refresh, and you might have to do it for a couple of hours here because you might be in the last drop. All right, so now there's some questions here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Exciting times. I'm nervous as well. And I've got horses, so I can't imagine how you guys are feeling. You're going to have sweaty palms and heart pumping. If you're getting your first horse tomorrow, it's super exciting. Yes, I'm more confident in you guys getting a horse too with this system. I think it's great. And I think, the fact that there is some sort of barriers to entry and it's just not straight up open the page and off you go. The fact you've got to wait for your email, get the link, go over, do all that stuff, and potentially even wait a couple of hours is going to make, like me, I've got soccer on Saturday, so I might miss one of the drops. So if I'm on that drop, I won't be there. So Kyle asks, do I feel like Genesis males are better than females? I prefer the males, but if I was buying my first horse and I was thinking about only getting one horse, I would buy females because you can use the female to then breed with the males in the stud and get 2 offspring per month and build up your stable that way. If you've only got one male, you've got to kind of chase around and find some other people that are willing to work with you with a female. To build up your stud. So yeah, I prefer males myself, but if I was only getting one horse, I would say maybe a female is a better option. But have a look, do your own research, go back and watch my videos. There's a video about 4 or 5 videos in from the beginning where it talks about why the males may be more important in the overall scheme of things. But in saying that, if I only had one horse and I had to choose, it would be a female. But if I had like 5 horses, I would probably get 3 males and 2 females. And if I had 10, it'd probably be 7 and 3 or something like that. Obviously, if you do it that way, keep in mind that you can't use up all your breeding on your males because your males can breed 7 times a month, females only twice. So if you've only got 3 females and 7 males, you can only actually use one of those males up to take up all the breeds of all your females, and that leaves the other 6 males, maybe put them in the public stud or something like that. Steve, how many hours should you spend in prayer to have divine help, mate? You've got 20 hours, can't hurt. Fahad, it's 3 a.m. where I live. 3 a.m. now? Mate, you're up late. Get some sleep, mate. When it will be you drop my time. We don't even know. How do we know where you live, Fahad? You've got to give us some more info. But, you can type into Google where from your location. If you type into Google these exact words, 12 p.m. Pacific time, Google should tell you, it does for me, should tell you what time that relates to in your location, and then try it for 3 p.m. Eastern time and 9 p.m. Central time, and see if they all relate, and do some research and ask some people. Make sure you know, okay? But then we don't know exactly when your slot is. It could be this slot or this slot or this slot or da 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 da, or this one or da da da. Okay. But once you know what 12 p.m. relates to, you'll be able to figure out what the others are and make a note of that. And set your alarm, get your email ready to go, refresh, 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 and go. Dan says, Weath kicks newbies like me in the... Yeah, I know. We've all been through it, Dan. I first installed MetaMask when I joined Z as well. And although I had crypto, it was from some more sort of easier to manage places, like some of the bigger brokerage firms and whatnot. Yeah, I hadn't dealt with MetaMask, and I hadn't dealt with this sort of transferring wallet to wallet stuff, and I hadn't dealt, and it's really, mate, I've done some freaky out things to get horses. I had to transfer like all this money across to Dai stablecoin at one stage, and then it sort of disappeared on me for 30 seconds, and I didn't know where it went, and it was a pretty big amount. And yeah, be careful, number one. Number two, lots of scammers out there. You're pretty safe, obviously, within the Z Run website, but on the Discords, there's people messaging you with, you've won this giveaway, and it's generally a scam, and fake airdrops. The problem is there's real airdrops, but there's also fake ones. So never, ever, ever type in your seed phrase for any reason other than recovering your own wallet. And then make sure you know where you're typing that when you type that in, okay? It's very, very scary when you're typing that seed phrase anywhere, and just be very, very aware that that gives the keys to your wallet if you give someone your seed phrase, okay? But yes, it's a big learning curve, but just remember it's the wild, wild west. I saw a Appimon egg the other day that was essentially a screenshot fake egg, one of the ultra rares, probably worth 30, 40 Ethereum, selling for 4 ETH, and I'm like, said to me, brother, geez, there's an egg here for 4 ETH, should we get it? And he's like, oh yeah, just buy it. And I was about to click buy, and then I noticed that there was this tiny little sort of inconsistency, and we did some more research, and it was a fake one. Okay, so yes, there are fake NFTs out there. If something looks too good to be true, well, it might be, but there's also things that are too good to be true that are good. So you've got to navigate that. You've got to navigate that, and it's nerve-wracking. Razon, need a translator. My English is very bad. Okay, mate, I'll have a look at putting subtitles on once I finish this video. Paul, if I can get one, I'm looking for a Z910 unraced. They'll all be unraced at the drop, and one I can race. So if you manage to get two, you can race one and keep one unraced. Should be right. If you can get two, that could be the hardest part. Yeah, Dan, it's Weath. Yeah, you got to get your Weath into your Matic. It's no good getting Weath from Coinbase and putting it in MetaMask. Once again, come over here, and if you're not sure, if you've got it in the right place, click on this link and read up about depositing ETH to Weath. That's what you need, okay? That's what you need. That's what you need. Oh, drop prices. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, let me have a look over here, because one of my brilliant EasyWay members put up a bit of a rough guide on what they think the drop prices might be. So let's have a look at that, if I can find it. Just in the, so yeah, if you want to have a look at this prices, jump over and join the Poseidon Facebook group. There's a link in the description below. Where is it? Where is it? Where is that drop chart? Hang on, let me hit refresh. Maybe it was... We've got 119 members and growing quickly. Oh, there you go. There you go. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Bear with me. Oh, I've got it. Okay. So we've got the last few drops here. So Z1's last time out on the 3rd. Oh, there was another drop as well. Okay, so this is missing the very last drop actually, but the 5th of the 7th, is that the 7th of the 5th month, 7th day of the 5th month. His estimated prices are this, and I think it's very, very close. So Z1s, and this is a shout out to George Weiner. Thank you for putting this together. He has got an estimated price of $18,000 roughly for a 1. For a Z2, crikey, they look like good value of 6,600. I think they might be a little higher than that, to be honest, because that puts them at nearly 1/3 the value of Z1s. And ask yourself, are they one? They're certainly not 1/3 the racing quality, and they're certainly not 1/3 the breeding quality, but I would suggest they are not, they're probably not 1/3 of the collectability level. Or are they? See, that's the thing. That's where Z1s become really, really valuable in my opinion. Not financial advice, as I said at the beginning. But yeah, from a racing perspective, those Z2s look incredibly good value if they are going to be around $6,500 to $7,000. Z3s, he's got them here at around 4.7, so around the 5,000 mark, I'd suggest. Z4s, again, probably very good value in the fact that if the 3s are like 5,000 US and the 4s are like 3 to 3.5, there's not a great deal of difference between collectability, raceability and breedability between a 3 and a 4 in my opinion. Okay, so you like, a 4 is like getting a 3 at a discount, I think. Okay, that was my tactic last drop, was to buy the lower end of each bracket. So buy the 2s, buy the 4s, buy the 7s and buy the 10s, because I think they offer really, really good value. 5s could be around 1,500 USD, roughly. Okay, and then 6s, I think they might be a little more than that, but George has got them here at 900. We don't have the official prices yet, that's why we're sort of guesstimating. And then the 7s are at $450, $500, something around about there. And again, you know, what's the difference between collectability, raceability and breedability between a 5 and a 7? Is it like 1/3? I don't know. I don't think it probably is. So again, I think the 7's a great value there. And then the 8s, 9s, 10s, we've got the 8s at 238 roughly. They might be a bit more than that too, might be 250 or more. We don't know. They could even be double what I'm saying here, we don't know. Z9s 140-ish and Z10s 120-ish. I think they'll be a bit more than that actually, those Buterans, 8s, 9s, 10s might be a bit more than that. But again, you know, Z10 in comparison to Z8, you know, the value proposition there is in favour of the 10s, I believe, but I think a lot of people will be buying 10s, so they might be hard to get. Let's have a look at some questions and then yeah, Pacific time, nervous. El Bastian, yeah, we're all sort of freaking out a bit. Envious Gaming, I want to buy, not sure how much WETH I need. As much WETH as you can afford to lose is a good starting point. There's no guarantees in the NFT world. I'm very bullish about Zrun. I think it's got a great future, but we've seen other projects fall over and flop, so it is possible. You think breeding will open up with the drop? I don't think it will open up with the drop to a shy. I'm probably not saying that right at all, but do you think breeding will open up with the drop? No, I think it will open up. I think we've probably got another week or two before breeding opens, to be honest. No, Connor, we have no info on how many will be available for each of the sections. Will they all just be... No. I definitely don't think they're all going to be placed in the first slot and sold out and leaving the other slots empty. I think they'll be equally, you know, they'll divide all of the horses that they're putting in the drop up into 12 equal amounts and put them in each section equally, I would imagine. But there's not going to be a lot. To be honest, there was only 250 Z1s, 2s, roughly, 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s left, so 1,000 of those each, so 4,000 in total. They're saying there'll only be roughly 250 of those left, so 3,750 of those into 12 slots. Where's my calculator? That's a bit too complex for my brain. What did I say? 3,750 divided by 12. So roughly 300 ones, twos, threes, fours will be put into each of those slots. Okay, total threes, fours, ones, twos, threes, fours. So not a lot, but it's quite, you know, it's comparable to the last drop, but we've got a lot more people this drop. Envious Gaming, there's some good projections on ZRun Discord. Yeah, okay, so join ZRun Discord if you're looking for any more detail on pricing, but we really don't know. Everyone's just guessing. I think what I just said is relatively close, but in my opinion, those numbers are fractionally under where I think they'll probably be. Okay, so Ollie's telling us that he saw the email will be slightly before the time slot and a countdown will happen. Therefore, the time difference in emails coming through is limited. Yeah, it looks to be limited in any case. And keep in mind that all my emails turn up within the same minute when they're sending from Z servers anyway. And the fact that they'll only be sending out 1/12 of that volume at any one time means that they'll be even closer than normal. So I have the utmost confidence that that system is good now. I did have doubts, as I said in the beginning. There's a new announcement on the Terra drop right now. Okay, hang on, hold your horses. There's never been a greater term in the history of YouTube. That announcement. Let's go through these. I won't bring it up on screen. So, can I only use WETH to purchase a racehorse? Yes. Okay, I won't go into the detail of that, but if you need to figure out how to do that, obviously on that blog, you can find the link to that blog post either in your email, you can find it in the Z Discord, you can also find it in Doofy Racing's Discord as well. And after this video is finished, I'll edit the video and place the link in the description for the blog post for you guys as well. Okay. How do we get WETH? You must convert your ETH to WETH via the ZRun wallet only. Okay, again, look up those details that I mentioned. How many unique links will I receive? Each user will receive one access link in total at the random start time of one of the 12 slots, one of the 12 waves. Okay. What if I share my link with someone else? That person will be able to use your link to view the same marketplace as you, limiting your chances to purchase a Genesis racehorse. Our expectations is that every community member show respect, fairness and equality. Okay, fair enough. So they're suggesting probably don't share your link. I agree with that. All waves are equal? Yes. Okay, so this answers your question. All waves are equal? Yes. Every wave has the exact same number of racehorses and the same spread of genotypes. How will I receive my link to the marketplace? You will receive your access link through your registered email address. How many racehorses can I purchase during the drop? There are no limits on how many you can buy. The only limit will be set by how long they last in the marketplace. Can I use my discount or referral code? Yes, apparently you can. I don't have a discount or referral code, but if you do, you can use it. They are all the details that have been dropped in that recent announcement. Okay, so all users get the one unique code. You can jump in there and buy as many horses as possible, as you can until you fill up your budget or the horses run out. That's brilliant. I think, to be honest, I got a little hunch that they probably are sending or doing the slots. We'll find out tomorrow to some degree whether my hunch is correct. I think they'll be probably lining up the email addresses and splitting them based on time of sign up would be my hunch. Number one, it would be the easiest way to do it. to divide the entire email registry system up into 12 slots based on when you signed up. So the first slot, and then they'll reverse order that. So the first slot will be the most recent sign-up email addresses, would be my hunch. And then the last slot will be the oldest email sign-up addresses, would be my hunch. Okay. Now, there is no advantage to which slot you get into, but it would be better to have the beginners getting their horses first rather than someone like me going, yes, I got a Z1 and a 2 and a couple of 10s and this and that. And everyone's like, why is this dude getting all the horses and I still haven't got my email yet? Okay, so it would be a better marketing, better from a user-based sort of perspective if the new users had first access to then, sort of tell everyone, yeah, I got my first horse, this is unreal. Whereas if it was me and Beaver and Doofy and Lucky Jack and all of us, existing players from a year ago, jumping on and saying, we got horses. Now it could be random, but it would be, if it were me, I would set it up that way. Cartles, can I get a horse for $120 roonies? Maybe. If I had to give you a definitive yes or no, I'd say 120 might just leave you short. But if you can't get one for 120, then don't stress out because the breeding will open up soon and the low end of the bred horses is going to come down to that range pretty quickly, I imagine. M3 Plum trying to get 500 more ETH. Yeah, everyone's trying to get ETH at the moment. So in actual fact, you can probably get some bargains on the other NFTs around the marketplace because a lot of people are like just liquidating a couple of their Bored Apes or maybe a Meebit or who knows. So if you had your eye on some of those other things, maybe you can get a cheap one. But it's only if you've got plenty of ETH floating around because maybe you want to spend all of that on more horses. If you get a link to Wave 1, can you send it to someone else? Oh dear. Oh dear. Yes, you can send it to someone else. And yes, you could put it in Discord, but I wouldn't recommend that. But wow. You've just uncovered a major flaw in the system. If there's some troublemakers dropping links in the Discord, it'll be all on for young and old, won't it? Steve, I'm not seeing how to get multiple horses. I'll get one link during the drops and then get lucky to get one. Yeah, mate, absolutely. If you get one, you're doing well. Once you get one, you can breathe and then hopefully try and get two. And if you get two, you try and get three. But yeah, the whales are going to whale. Yeah, guys, don't put your links in the Discord, please, please, please. It's just going to cause absolute ruckus and mean that oh dear, and mean that some new beginners are going to miss out again. So please don't do that. Please don't do that. I mean, even if you think Zed sucks and please don't, do that. Yeah, M3 of the top track times are occupied by the buttes. Yeah, but the thing with the buttes is there's lots more of them. I think there's going to be 22 or 3 or 4 or 5,000 eventually. So you would expect that the Buterans, just on sheer numbers and the amount of races they're running, that they would have top track times. You would expect that. And it sort of suits the spread of horses across the ecosystem that buttes might have 3. There's not many Nakamotos in comparison to Buterans. Brother, should I put on Desi's Dream? No, I won't do that to him. He'll freak out. He'll freak out if I put Desi's Dream on the loudspeaker. Yeah, I agree. There is a concern about the non-unique code. Anyway. Matty T, 5 a.m. our time. Yes, how good. Bit early for me. I like to sleep in, but Hopefully my alarm goes off. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I got those numbers wrong, Maddie, didn't I? You are spot on. You are spot on. Let's do those numbers again. My math let me down, didn't it? Okay, so Maddie T is right. Where did I get 3,700 from? Yeah, there's only 250 of each left, so that's 750. 750 total divided by 12. So there'll only be roughly 62 ones, twos, threes, fours, probably 60 in each of the 12 slots. Okay, only 62 in each of those 12 slots. So it's going to be difficult to get all horses, including the ones, twos, threes, fours. Hold your horses. Hold all your horses for sure. Yeah, that is a concern. Those non-unique. So keep them safe. If you check your email as well right now, they sent out a link to give away. Oh, okay. There's an email link is there now to a giveaway of 10 horses. That's cool. Did I get that? Doesn't look like I got that email just yet. Let me have a look in my other box. Nope, I didn't get that one yet. Mustn't be my time slot. Joking. All right, what do we got? Is there any way to invest in Zrun if I can't afford to pay 100 USD in any crypto? Yeah, just hold your horses. Just bide your time, Artem. And the bred horses are going to come down. I predict they'll be down at about $50 within a couple of months, the bred horses, and they'll keep probably dropping. The entry point will probably keep dropping for a little while till we find the balance between how many horses we can breed and how many horses we can sell. Those links will get shared. That's my concern too. They're definitely, well, there's 60,000 stables, and my concern is that there's going to be just a few deviates that think it's funny to just put the links in the Discord. So look, have your email open, have your Discord open. If it's going to happen, you may as well be part of it, because what's going to happen is at the end of the day, horses are going to be sold. So, if it's going to happen, you may as well be a part of it. So have your email open on one browser window, have the Discord open on another browser window, and just keep your eye on it. If the discount code pops up, then copy it and try it and start buying, okay? If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You may as well take advantage of it because other people will as well. Okay, so it is what it is. Yeah, unique is probably not the right word. Were the previous drops instantly sold out when dropped? Yeah, pretty much they were. Pretty much. Not instantly, within a couple of minutes. They were very glitchy and they froze up a lot, so they ended up going for like 45 minutes, but 40 minutes of that they were generally frozen and being refreshed and reset, and yeah, so it was pretty glitchy, but we're expecting a smoother process. We'll see. They can screenshot everyone's stables at all times and start weeding out people with tons of accounts. I don't know. I've got 2 accounts myself. I've got Poseidon 1, my main racing stable, and Poseidon 2, where I keep my not so great horses. Will I get 2 emails? Probably will. I probably will. Look again. Set yourself up a second stable, I guess. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to delete my other stable because I'm going to have to transfer all my horses back. And look, they have never said that you can't have 2 stables. You can have 20 stables if you want. But I'm not going to go and make more stables to take advantage. Absolutely not. But will I get 2 emails? Yeah, I probably will. Will I use them both? I'll use the first one. If I get no horses, I'll be pretty... It will take a lot of willpower not to use the second one, won't it? So I think I probably will. Just to be honest. That's the way it's going to go. Mark, 2 drops ago, haven't got a Genesis yet. Good luck to you, mate. Thinking of you. I hope you get one. desired 0.3 in ETH and want to try and get at least 2 horses. Yes, I would convert that all to ETH. Well, WETH, sorry, if that's your plan. What horse would I buy with 400? Let's assume you're only going to get one, so I would probably try and aim for something around that 400 range would be my advice, Louis. Not financial advice, do your own research. You know, whatever you think's best, but that's what I would go for. Only purchase one horse, would you get male or female? If you've got no other horses, I would get a female because you can build your stable. If you've got other females already, I would probably get a male. Nick, yeah, they should ban people that share the code. Is that what you're saying, Nick? Yeah, I would agree with that, but whether or not that, you know, whether or not they do. Goldie Vision, would it be better to try and purchase 2 horses each with half your balance? Well, if you assume you're going to be lucky to get one, then you go all in. But look, the other strategy that I've been telling a friend is use 2/3 to 3/4 of your budget on the first horse, and then you're going to be happy regardless if you get that one. And if the 1/3 or the 1/4 of the budget left allows you to get one more horse down the lower level, then do that too. You know, go for that secondary. Thundersteals. I need to change the way the link works to make it fair for everyone. I doubt that's going to happen, to be honest. I guarantee that some links are going to get spammed in Discord. I agree. I think it will. I think it will as well. Like the admins, all the admins will be on guard. Well, you know what might happen? They might have some sort of over that period. Let's fingers crossed they have some sort of Discord comment sort of vetting system where if you comment, it goes through the moderators and they say, yes, that's okay. Let's hope. Okay, I don't know if that's possible on Discord. Or they're going to have lots of mods sort of just deleting those comments as they pop up. Yeah, let's see how that works. I'm nervous about it. Yeah, there's no chance, Mike. I don't think that the horses won't sell through in each group. I think that will absolutely happen. I think not only will they sell through, but I think they'll be sold out within 3 minutes of the 15 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. Need a fast computer or the screen will freeze and keep showing. No, well, maybe. Mark, that was an issue with the last drop. That should have been fixed. They said they were fixing it. That should have been fixed. Yeah, Thunder, don't worry about putting the link up. I'm not sure if you can put a link in there anyway. Mark, there's private Discord cook groups that share and use bots for all NFTs. Well, there you go. The Discord, hopefully, ask the Discord if they will be somehow, you know, keeping an eye on the comments and only letting comments through that don't include unique access codes. Because if they're just going to let the Discord be the Discord, a free-for-all, then of the 60,000 stables. Well, I mean, I guess, Mark, what you're saying is that it doesn't matter. It's not just the Z Discord, is it? If you're going to get a unique code. Yeah, it's not ideal, to be honest, is it? It's not ideal that those codes are not unique and you can share them. They should have been unique to each stable if they were running with this system. It's a big flaw, in my opinion. Geez, there's so many comments here, guys. So many comments. Have you all hitting the like button? Every time I scroll down, it scrolls too far. Hops and Schnaps says, if only 750 of 1K will be dropped Z1 to 4s, is it safe to assume 75% of the remaining will be dropped? I don't think so. I don't think there's any correlation there. I'm thinking that they'll have about 8 to 10,000 Genesis left after this drop, I would think. Good luck, Thunder. Hope you get one. Yes, if you own a male and female, you can breed them together. Antfex, would 250 be enough or not be enough? Well, it probably is enough for a Z10 in my opinion. No guarantees, but I would say Z10s will be under 250. How do you get the email? When you sign up, Evan, when you sign up to Z-Run, you've got to put an email in address to set up your stable, and the email will go to that address. So go and check your emails for the other Z correspondence. And if you're getting that Z correspondence, that's probably more than likely where you'll get the official email. Joshua, say I have 2 to 3 ETH. I could afford one Z3, possibly. You think that's value, or should I try for a Z5 or 8? Mate, I would go for spending the majority of your budget on the first horse because there's no guarantee that you'll get two. You could use the 60-30 ratio or something like that and spend 60% of your budget on the first horse, leaving 30% to maybe get a second if you get that opportunity. It's really tough. Ryan, we've never used the Matic buying process. This is the first time. I'm assuming it's going to be a click on the horse and then a click to confirm and then assign your MetaMask. You'll have to do a signature, click the sign button. So I think it's probably a 3-button process, I would imagine. It'll be very simple. Keep in mind your horses won't instantly turn up in your stable. You can check your WETH balance if your WETH balance dropped, and you can also check your WETH Etherscan to see if the payment went through. It's not an Etherscan. I know it's not called Etherscan because that's the ETH wallet, MetaMask wallet kind of scan. But if you go onto your Z wallet and go down to MetaMask, you can click on the little icon that will take you to your transactions. Yeah, Thunder, locking down the Discord chat might be a decent idea. But as was set up above, people are going to share these in other Discords just to be painful, I would think. So let's just assume this is going to be open to sort of fairly chaotic. If you're in the first drop, it's probably best, I think. Or is it? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, maybe whether first drop or last drop, maybe people will get frustrated with not getting horses and just say this sucks and won't bother with the last ones. But I don't know, let's just assume we're going to get horses and assume it's going to be all good, and whether it is or not's another story, isn't it? And I feel for you guys that are trying to get your first horse because, it kind of sucks a little bit. I think there was better ways of doing it. Yeah, you can hold the WETH for future drops, absolutely. You can also, I believe you also can use your WETH, if you've got some left over, to buy on OpenSea Matic, okay, the Matic version of OpenSea, where you buy your Z horses from. So if you miss out on horses at the drop, there should be sufficient amount of horses that the market prices won't be ridiculous after the drop. I mean, if you've been trying to buy a Z10 or something recently, you might notice that you're paying 5 or 10x, up to $1,000 or more for a Z10. I think after the drop, if there's say 5 or 8,000 Z10s or Buterins sold, you might only be paying 1.5 or 2x or 3x, which may end up being a decent price, in the long run. So keep that in mind too. Buying on OpenSea straight after the drop might be decent. Not financial advice. Okay, do your own research. Spend what you're willing to lose. Edwin, I have enough money for one horse and some spare. Is it worth it? I don't know. I think so, but you know, it's up to you. It's a lot of fun. The game's a lot of fun. Whether you have a Genesis or whether you buy a bred horse for $50 in a couple of months' time, just join the fun, join the community. It's good stuff. Yes, you only get one slot each, Brent. Absolutely. How do you send USD to your Z wallet, Greg? Jump back to the start of this video or have a look in the description for the blog link. I'll put that blog link in at the end of this video. And there is, if you come here to the blog link, just click over. Here we go here, mate. This is the one you want. Depositing ETH to WETH is the one you want. All right. Okay, a few more questions, guys, and we'll wrap this up. UFO Nut, how are you, mate? Good to see you here. Do you think the time slots are assigned at random or based on server location? I feel like, I mentioned this in the earlier, I feel like the emails have been split based on sign-up dates. That would be my hunch. So I think that the newer users are going to go first, and the people that have been around for a year or more, like myself, will be last. Now, there's no advantage to being first or last necessarily because there's the same amount of horses at each slot. So we'll see what happens there. Geez, lots of questions. I bought 1400 ETH at Coinbase today for the drop tomorrow, but when I try to send it to MetaMask, it shows me I only have $10. I don't know, mate. Get on and call Coinbase, see what's going on. 300 to 500 initial budget, Justin. Yes, you're in with that. You will get a Genesis for that, I would imagine. James, is it worth to get a Z10? Yeah, for sure, I think so. The really great thing about these Genesis horses is there's only 38,000, I think. 36 or 38, I can never remember. I should look that up and get it right. Get it right, get the information accurate. 36, 38 roughly. Imagine when we have 1 million horses in the ecosystem and those Genesis now only represent, you know, a fraction of a percent in the total system. Or when we have 10 million and they're like these mythical beings that you very, very rarely see, you know what I mean? So these Genesis are going to end up being the 1%ers or the half percenters or the 0.1% as far as rarity goes. You know, we're talking long, long, long term. 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Justin, you'll be happy to know that generally Zrun base their horses on US dollars and use the last drop guide of US dollars for their next drop pricing. So with ETH almost doubling in since the last drop, in actual reality, you're probably getting horses much, much cheaper on ETH value than what they were before, okay? That's my hunch. Thunder, so do you think you'll make a profit off the drop regardless of what horse you get? Because Zed tends to sell the horses for less than what they're selling for on the market. That's been the case in previous drops, mate, for sure. Michael, is there any value in buying... What's an S2 horse? S2 horses, Series 2, S2, what is that? I don't reckon, Z2? Do you mean Z2? You've got to be careful on OpenSea because, you know, a lot of people are selling horses for a reason. If they've been raced, they probably have, you know, ordinary odds. But, you know, after the drop tomorrow, you'll see a lot of horses come onto OpenSea that are unraced, unbred, essentially brand new. They're probably going to be at a premium to what was paid at the drop, but they still might be relatively cheap as in comparison to what you were paying 2 weeks ago. You know, when there was no stock around, no Genesis around, and people were paying 10x for these horses. They might be cheaper. Want to name some horses, Justin? Yep, once the breeding opens, you can name your horses at breeding. You can't name your Genesis. Can't get any more ETH, E-Plum. That's the way it goes, unfortunately. M-Plum. Yeah. Kind of sucks. when you get stuck and you can't transfer it from one to the other. Justin, once a horse is named, that name is blocked off forever, yes. Try PayPal, says Steve. Greg, should you be getting out of bed at 3 a.m. for the first drop? You should, mate, because what if you get the email in the first slot and then that's it, you're done, you're dusted. So yeah, I'd be getting out at 3 a.m. and watching all those drops, and if you get your drop and you got your horse, or you miss out, whatever happens, then you can go back to bed till 9 and then start again. Is there a place to check out an estimated price of your horse? You can, yeah, there is. We've got a section in the Facebook group where we have these tools, and you can go and check recent sales and compare your horse to recent sales. Yeah, Dane, it's not perfect. I don't know the best way to buy ETH. Shorty got the fatty, cool name. Z2 you mean? Yeah, Michael, you can buy Z2s on OpenSea. Keep in mind there's two versions of Z2s. There's a Genesis and a Legendary. The Legendary is a bred horse. The Genesis is the more premium horse. Okay. But you can buy them there, but just be aware that a lot of them are being sold because they're, for a reason, they're not the greatest. I hope you get lucky, grab a horse with a good ROI. We all do. Jump back to Zide and have a look at the start of the video, or jump over and have a look at that blog. I'll put the description in there in 10 minutes when we close this video down. Jamie, no, I don't think that's going to be the case, that Zed of the user and most like and send, you know, give the appropriate slot for that user. No, I wouldn't think so. You need to sign up to an email group for the drop. No, you just need to have a stable, and when you form that Z stable, you will have to input an email address in that stable. You can check your stable settings to see what email that is. G'day, Break Brothers. I don't know what you're talking about there, but good to have you here. Guys, hit the like button, hit the sub button if you haven't already. We will be doing a drop wrap-up tomorrow. All the good news, and people, you can celebrate your drops and your horses and what you got, and any controversies that may well be. There's always going to be controversy. There'll be some people that miss out or miss the email, or who knows what other controversies come up with this rather interesting dropping system. No, I believe, Mitchell, you only get one drop in either time slot, not one in each. Should you be picky with who you decide to breed with? Well, it's up to you, Thunder Seals. All right, let's wrap it up there. How long were we going for? We were going pretty long. We got 70 viewers. Record viewers, guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. I love it. The channel subscribers are going through the roof. We've had about 300 in the last week, I think, something like that. So hit the sub button if you want to be part of the new cool group, and we'll try and overtake Doofy and be the first to crack 1,000 Z-Run channel. But yeah, go over and sub to Doofy's channel as well, because I like a fair fight, and I like recommending these other great content makers. If you're looking for other content at the moment, Z Discord, look that up. Z Gazette, Google Z Gazette. Good content over there as well. All right, let's do it. We've got, we've got less than a day before the drop. It's exciting. We're nervous. I hope you guys get a horse. I really do. If there was going to be a scenario, I hope I'm the one that misses out. I honestly do. And I hope the people that don't have a horse yet are the ones that get the majority of these horses. Will that be the case? Let's hope it is. Let's do a drop wrap up. I will be doing a drop wrap up my afternoon time. So roughly, it will be around 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, which would be about 4 hours from now, whatever that time slot is for you. Make sure you hit the sub button, hit the notifications button so you can join me for all the interesting wrap-up of the drop tomorrow afternoon, and we'll do it again there. Yep, be part of the cool kids. Hit the sub button, and we will catch you tomorrow. Good luck. See you guys.